Hello, welcome to another video. In this one you're going to see Roadie, who I'm just walking out of the house, do a treadmill session and then I'll take him for a walk. The idea being we see the difference getting rid of energy makes for a dog before it goes on a walk. So it's a hot day. I can't remember the exact temperature, but it's at least mid-20s-ish, that sort of temperature in centigrade. Roadie doesn't go for as long as he did on the previous one, but he poops himself out pretty darned well. He's straight up on the treadmill there all by himself. He's ready to go. Bear, the owner's dog's there as well. You'll hear him whining in a minute when I go back to original audio. Yeah, so interesting one for you, a run and a walk. Yeah, there's a few interesting things to see on the walk. It is a warm day, so the treadmill's not as long as it would normally be because it already pooped himself up, but he's, don't know why he's lying down. But yeah, he wanted to run, and so he got running. I'll jump in with comments as and when. I've got a camera person with me today, so thank you, Rosie, for that. And I hope this is interesting for you. I couldn't probably being manhandled. Oh dear. Right. Yeah, again, fair warning, treadmill is noisy, so if you're going to be wearing headphones or anything, just adjust your volume to suit.
Boy.
What have you noticed?
The car.
One thing to look out for his allergies today. So he's had a couple of sneezing and coughing fits.
Okay.
So if he,
We'll just
runs
stop
himself into that, we'll just stop.
Yeah. We'll just That's good, he's like playing with the speed of it. So he's like
Experimenting.
Yeah. Boy. That's what. Ready? Let's go. Come on.
I've never heard you whine before.
Ready? Let's go. Come on.
Oh, I know, dear.
Hey, relax.
You got some walking to do, mister.
Wait.
And didn't pay for you to stand there. Oh,
It's careful he doesn't get twisted on that.
Come on, ready?
you might want to go back that way.
You want to come and sit here? See if you notice what.
Sorry, camera person switch.
See if he notices you. See if he focuses on you.
Come on, let's go. Wanna come up here? There we go.
Slobbering everywhere. No slobber.
Gas yourself.
You're good and pooped.
That's a lot of saliva.
Yeah, he needs the rest.
Hello, Bear.
He's really into him today. Yeah, he's not normally that into him. I'm not too sure. Pretty bones over the years and stuff like that, but even then he never really had bones that were too hard.
You have a rest if you need it.
I think it's old dog.
State of you. Oh, thanks, Roadie. Lovely.
He's got pretty eyes. Nice colour.
What, him?
Yeah. They're quite light.
I'm colourblind.
Oh yeah? Like green eyes. Greenish.
Just dark.
Boy. Good work. Right.
So yeah, last time he was on here and you had Bear out, after about 5 minutes, Roadie disengaged from Bear and just started refocusing on me and walking. He hasn't done that yet today, although he's broken from Bear. He's looking at whatever over there.
Yeah.
He's not looking at Bear, but he's in the general direction still, but he's not hyper-focused. He's showing he can get past that and can break that, which is a nice step. That's the first time Bear ever came out. He was laser focused on him for the whole time.
Can you get Bear's pig from...
Oh, right.
Put your hand. What's going on?
Oh, you got it now? Oh.
Yeah, he's got a bit of frustration in him because he's had a boring week.
Yeah, okay. He's got some energy to burn too.
Yeah.
I know a guy. I know exactly what you mean. How long have you been going, Roadie? It's 15 minutes. So plus whatever it took to get you dressed. But if you're done, you're done. You did this last time. He had a rest last time, didn't you? And then he went for a second wind for a couple minutes more.
They're going again.
Yeah.
Or at least he might walk it out. He's pretty tight. He's running pretty quick. And
He was. He was giving it some.
Hey.
Hey.
Okay. finished.
Oh, if you're done, you're done. I'll give you another minute and then we'll call it.
Just walk. There we go, just walk. There we go. Let's see.
It's like shopping yesterday.
Yeah, he finished up. Yeah.
He's even leaning on the frame
A
now.
few dogs had lazy days yesterday, like even Chico,
Did
who
they?
I saw before, didn't have his crazy burst of energy either.
Weather related? Weather related maybe?
Yeah, sometimes it is, and it was pretty windy and cold and cloudy yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't a nice day.
No, you're right, it wasn't.
He had a run.
Oh yeah, he runs hard, yeah.
When he stopped,
Yeah.
We couldn't encourage him to do any more.
No, and that's a good thing, like once they're finished, they're finished. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you are panting hard. That's not a bad thing. It's the point. Oh, that got him moving. Your friend's gone. Looking for his friend.
Let's go. Just walk. Good boy. Just walk. Good boy. I think he's ready.
Yeah, I think so too. I think we'll get a little bit out of him and he'll be done.
Boy.
You sound like a dolphin. Well, that's new to me. Yeah, I think he is. I think he's done. You distracted yourself then. It's strange that he doesn't get focused into what he's doing. He's still super aware of everything going on around there. And even once when someone came down that alley, he stopped running and turned around. How do you know someone's there?
Hypervigilant.
Yeah.
Good boy.
Well, I think you're done, aren't you, mister?
Walk it out. Walk it out. I think you're just about done.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah. Slobbered on, lovely. Yeah, I think he's done.
Yep. Alright, we'll get your leash on, boy, and time to go for a walk. Yes, please.
He did really good. He's come a long way in the last sessions.
Yep.
Remember that first one when he was completely
Just
splayed?
lying flat on it. Yeah. Oh, you want a drink? Okay. Help yourself. Yeah, I get it. Dogs find that the first time. Scary, weird.
Yeah, the first few times it was really yeah, no, the first few times for most dogs, especially for like staggy crosses, it takes a good 3,
Put
4
your head. Think that fits well?
Yeah. I was wondering if it could go one
more?
tighter, but I think it's alright. He won't slip out of it.
No, it's not going to go backwards over his ears.
No, that was good. Well, enjoy your walk.
Thank
See you
you.
next time.
See you, Damien. I'll give Damien a plug. I'm just giving you a plug.
Thanks.
He's got to go on the plane, Roadie. He's got other people to see. Other places to be.
I see message. It's like, I want to come with you. That's what he did last week too. See ya.
See ya.
Don't take your hands. Lunatic. A snugger fit. That's supposed to go through there?
Yep. Right, so it's sunny, but I don't like wearing sunglasses when I work with dogs. Because when they check in with me, I want them to see my eyes. Yep.
I want them to read that for me. But it is really sunny today, but I've got the waterproof hat, so we should be alright. Right, we're going to put him in a harness. I know he's got that collar on, but we're going to harness him. So we can keep that lead. Which one do you reckon is better?
I think this one.
So keep that lead away from his mouth.
So, what... okay, you grab this and I'll put it on.
Show me how it works.
Do you want me to just put it on him?
Yeah, and I'll watch and learn how it goes.
So this bit here with the tag
Yep.
and the D-ring
Yep.
goes at the back.
Okay.
So that is going to go on his back.
Yeah, between the shoulder blades.
Yep,
Yeah.
everything else
Yeah.
gets wrapped up underneath.
Okay,
so
so
I
that his head goes through there.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah,
So
okay.
it's a V.
Yeah, okay.
So the first thing we do is we put his
Pour in there.
paw in there.
He's going to get up, of course he is. So while we faff about the harness, I just wanted to voice over this bit. Roadie got up and moved. It's still part of our technique that we don't command the dog to stay in a position to do this. Roadie wants to go out for a walk. I know he wants to go out for a walk. It's obvious he wants to go out for a walk because the first thing he did when he got up was go to the door. He knows what the harness means, so he's thirsty, so he's gone back to have a drink. But he knows what the harness means. But the point is, we want to put the responsibility for getting what they want onto the dog. So for having, I don't know why I'm filming the water bowl, sorry. I'm hand holding this camera as well. I'm sorry. But the point is, we want to put the responsibility on the dog. So Roadie wants something, and that's to go out for a walk. Now, the requirement for that is he has to have his harness on. Now, I've grabbed him by the collar here because, although he's not actually moving, he's not trying to move, though typical. I grab him, there he goes. Grab him to keep him still, and he doesn't really move. Anyway, we want the responsibility to be on the dog. Why do we want that? Because that is what gets the dog the understanding of, if I don't do a specific behavior, i.e. stand still so I can have my harness put on, and I know we're making a meal of this. It's the first time we put this harness on, and we don't really understand it very well, so we're just figuring it out as we go, and so it's a bit messy. Things don't usually take as long, but we want the dog to understand that if they can't do the thing required of them to get out of the house, they don't get out of the house. I've got videos, I think it was a short of myself doing this with my dogs, and with a couple of other client dogs as well. That would be Fern and Scout I'm specifically talking about. We want the responsibility to get what they want to be on the dog's shoulders, not ours. I don't want to tell Roadie sit down, stand up, or whatever, stay there, whatever it might be, because he's not learning anything about how to get what he wants. So when we put the onus and the responsibility on the dog for getting something that they want by showing us what we need to have for him to get it, they pick that up very quickly and they learn it. They understand, oh right, okay, so to go out on a walk I have to stand still so the harness or the collar or the leash, whatever it might be, can get put on. And you've seen this with Fern and Scout when they're charging around me, bouncing around, trying to get attention, and Fern's jumping on Scout, yada yada. I don't do anything. I don't even talk to them. I don't touch them. I don't interact with them. It's the same deal at the front door. Opening the front door is not an excuse for the dog to go bolting out at 100 miles an hour. So they don't get that. If it looks like they're going to do that, just slam the door in their face. Or I'll pull them back into the house occasionally, which is a punishing maneuver, and that's going towards the more extreme end of things. But I want the responsibility to be on the dog. So with my own dogs, when I get to the front door, I just hold the collar and I hold the leash in my hand. It's up to my dogs to either sit nicely or be clowns. If they're being clowns, they don't get out. If they sit nicely, I'll come and put the collar on and clip the leash, and off we go. If they can't do that, nothing happens. That is how we introduce calm into the environment, how we introduce calm to get the dog to behave in a manner which is suitable so they can then achieve what they want to achieve. It's not a command from me. I'm not in charge of that. I'm giving them the space to screw this up or to make it work. It's up to them. And invariably, they eventually figure this out and go, well, yeah, I know what I want. Now I understand what I have to do to get what I want, and it works. Right. This is a non-mic'd up walk. I don't know how bad the wind is. I haven't watched this back yet, but as we're about to get going, we'll go back to original audio, and I will jump in with talk as and when needed, and if it gets ridiculously windy. So yeah, this harness in particular we're using because the clip is right at the back, as you see there, and it keeps the leash away from Roadie's mouth because he's a leash chewer, and that is something that I specifically want for this guy. So I want to keep the leash away from him. I don't want him chewing it. It's something he needs to learn to start internalizing the stresses he has out on a walk, and when he gets frustrated, instead of chewing stuff, he needs to just learn to cope with that, process it, and get it out another way. Maybe a yawn or a shake or something like that would be more appropriate, but turning around trying to chew the leash, I know what it is, it's frustration. See, nice exit from the door. I held that door closely but open, just in case he was going to bolt, and he didn't, and so we come out nice. He's been a little bit of tension on the leash there while I lock the door. Okay, I'll stop talking and I'll jump in as and when necessary.
It's me walking past him.
I instinctively went.
Did you?
What's he about to run after? There's someone just come around the corner and he's about to bolt, or like, is there a dog, or what was that?
I don't think he...
Didn't take long for me to jump in, did it? So I gave Roadie the choice of where to go, and his reaction to that was this, where I've frozen it. He's looking at me. Roadie is saying to me, I don't want to make this decision. I would like you to choose where to go and I will follow. That, in all honesty, is probably a function of his tiredness at this point more than anything else. But still, it was nice to see.
You don't even want to make a decision. Interesting.
Oh, so you haven't got his chain link on?
Oh, yeah, I got it out.
Yeah, see how it goes.
Oh, trees are over. Oh yeah, we're going to see the tornado damage, aren't we? Yeah, these are expensive leashes after COVID. So we got these in about 2022, somewhere halfway through 2022. So they're about 3 years old.
Yep.
They didn't get used a lot for the first 18 months we had them, and then I switched to them pretty much exclusively. We got two. One got damaged, so we left it in the car, and the buckle got so hot in the sun it melted into
Oh,
the
no way.
pane. Yeah. So this is the second one, which is the old one. But yeah, they're about $250 now for these.
Yeah.
It's insane. I didn't spend anything more than $100 when I bought this. All that time ago. I had a look the other day because a friend of mine with an unexpected mastiff wanted to know where I got it from. So I gave him the link to the shop and I had a look. $250.
Well, lucky I bought mine back then too. Then
Yeah.
I think mine cost $70.
Insane price. I got a 20 metre one, as you've seen.
Yeah.
Twice as thick as this one.
It's too
twice as
heavy.
long.
Yeah.
I paid less than $250 for that.
Yeah. They're very heavy.
Yeah, it is really heavy. Great leash, but seriously tiring for the human
Yeah.
carrying that around. But it is a really good leash. I do like it. Oops, it's going the wrong way. So the memes about weird sneezes. Again, you can see on his back legs, just balls. He scratched at his back legs. If you get up close, they're just balls. The back of his back legs is all balls. From the sort of knee down.
From him chewing? Like licking?
Scratching, rubbing himself on things like the bricks. So what Rollo used to do when he was having his skin issues, if he was getting them on his under his neck or on the side of his face, he'd go up to the brick window panes and start rubbing on the brick window panes to get the scratching in.
Yeah.
That's not doing it any good at all. How good. He didn't even hit the end of the leash.
I know. Look how much you've got
Ah,
coiled up there.
came running back and then just stopped.
So I'm just going to talk about those last few seconds we saw with Roadie running off to smell a tree, and running's up there, sorry, trotting off to smell a tree and then come back. This is what my technique is all about. He's allowed to go sniff a tree. He didn't go charging in with the shoulders dipped and his head down and pulling with all his strength. He asked nicely and he just trotted over there, so I gave him the leash to do it. He didn't hit the end of the leash, obviously he went to a tree, but then by his own choice, nothing from me, he came straight back towards me to 2 or 3 meters in front of me and then just carried on walking, and the leash was loose. I wound in as much as I needed. He wasn't pulling, he wasn't doing anything silly. Again, he's just done it here. He's come back to the central point where I am and where Rosie is, who's holding the camera, by his free choice. This is the environment he wants to be in. He wants to be around the humans at this point. I'm building that much with him that the place he would rather be is where I am, within a specific set of meters, and obviously he's allowed to go outside of that and go sniff, and that's encouraged as much as he chooses to do. I want him to go and sniff, but I also want him to do it like he is doing it here, not dig his shoulders in and his head down and charge at the smell as if his life depends on getting there yesterday, but like he's doing now. I was just having a harness adjustment, sorry, but like he was doing, he just gently and maybe a slightly increased pace over walking goes off towards the smell. If he does that, I'm going to let him have the leash. I'm going to let him have all of the leash if that's what he wants, because he's asking in an appropriate manner. He's just accepting he can get to that smell, and as long as he goes calmly. But the beautiful bit is where he comes back to after he's made that smell. Smelt the smell. When he goes somewhere, he's then coming back to where I am. I'm getting out of the way because a cyclist coming or scooters coming. Can't remember which scooters. I can see now 2 teenagers on scooters, so we're just going to let them walk past. And you'll see he's interested in them. Great, he's allowed to be interested. We're not going to have his jerkiness on the leash, and he doesn't. That's perfect. Look, absolutely perfect. He's interested in them. He has a look, and he just lets them go on by. Absolutely great. I know I've said it before in other videos, I say it again, at this stage this is still partially a function of tiredness because he's just been beaten down the treadmill for 15-20 minutes. Part of it is he is now feeling satiated and relaxed. He's got that fast energy out. He's got rid of whatever frustrations he's had in his life over the last week with whatever's been going on with things that he doesn't like, people out the front, noises, whatever it might be, whatever stresses him out in his life. All animals get stressed. It's just a function of being alive. So he's got rid of all that by running on the treadmill. So now he's actually got himself into a relaxed state. So he can see things that he might normally wish to chase because they're moving fast and on wheels. And he can go, I don't care. I don't find that a big deal. I want to sniff it. I want to see what's going on. That's fine. But no pressure put on the leash, no attempt to chase it, no growling, no barking, no hackles, none of that. Because he's gotten himself relaxed and satiated, is feeling good about himself, and is now just enjoying being out in the world. There's more people coming. I think this person has a head covering on, so they do. I don't know what he thinks about that, so we're just giving him a little bit of a wide berth. He's being fine. He's having a look and a smell. He noticed there's something different about that person. Could be the attire. Might just be the fact they were nervous of him. Don't know. Didn't stop to ask them. Obviously, we're just moving on. Again, there's the behaviour again. It goes to a smell, has a mark. And then he's watching me, and he comes back to where I'm walking in the direction of, right in front of me, and we just carry on in that direction. That is completely his choice. That is what we want to see. That is the building of a relationship where the dog wants to be where you are. That is infinitely more powerful than commanding an animal to be with you or using a leash to make sure that they are within a certain distance of you. Yes, I have to do that. It's the law. No, I wouldn't let this guy off leash. He's not into that space yet. He's not trustworthy for those things yet, and I don't have that relationship with him. He's still got a long way to go. But this is the beginnings of that process turning into something visible and progress actually becoming obvious. Roadie wants to be where I am. Look, you see the leash is loose there. He's accelerating a little bit, so I'm going to unfurl another loop, but he's not being a jerk about it. He's walking nicely. He's enjoying himself, but he cares what's going on behind him, and that is absolutely perfect. Now, as you see in a minute, we're going to come up to an area which is flooded. This is part of the storm damage we had when the tornado came through the other day. I've never had Roadie around open water before. He's been down the side of ditches and stuff. So we were curious as to see what he was going to do, whether he would just go in and start frolicking in the water, whether he'd paddle or what. No idea what he was going to do. And you'll see in a sec exactly what that is. And I'm afraid to say, not very exciting. He just walks on past. My dogs and Rosie, camerawoman's dogs, would be just going in there and running around like lunatics and having a great time. Perhaps in Roadie's skin condition state, it was the best thing for him that he didn't go in. But yeah, I was genuinely surprised. No interest at all in going into the water. And as you'll see in a minute, it gets pretty deep in one place, and we do have to take a little bit of an alternative route. Anyway, I'll go back to the original audio and you can hear what's going on. And there's someone coming up behind us. They take their shoes off and they just walk straight through the flooded water ahead of us on the path, which Roadie and I were kind of just watching go on and thinking, oh, one way of doing it. Right, here we go, back to original audio.
She won't go in. But if it's lake type water like this, she'd quite happily go into that.
He doesn't think so.
Clearly not. Not interested in going in there.
Oh, yeah.
This could be not very fun.
We might get through the first one, but yeah, we won't get through the second. Well, I won't.
I think we'll be stopping and going back round the other way. Ready? No, move. We'll go each other way.
So we've got flooding.
Roadie's in trainers, huh? Someone's coming barefoot and sensible.
So I think Roadie struggled to get a little bit of a read on this person. I think his leaning into the leash there, as you saw, I shortened the leash right up because I wasn't sure what he was going to make of someone walking right up to us from behind. See from his body positioning here, I think he's unsure. He's interested, so he wants to get closer to have a smell. I don't know what this person thinks of dogs. I have no idea whether they're scared or otherwise bothered. As you see now, we've unfrozen. Roadie's just very interested. I don't think there was any ill will, but again, as I've said before in videos, I'm not trying to upset members of the public. I do want to let people just be able to walk past without having dogs getting up into their business. So I did keep him on a short leash. He did put pressure on it, and I didn't let him get to the person. He's fine with people, as you've seen before. Not usually an issue, but it's kind of a manners thing as much as anything else. Nobody needs big dog just challenging them as they walk past, even if the intentions are friendly. And from Roadie's body positioning, he just looked a little unsure to me, so I decided not to let him get close to the lady. And she's the one that she just took her shoes off and just walked straight through all that puddle. Good luck to her. We are going to go round back towards the children's playground, take a left, and then just slowly do a 180 around the flooding and get back onto the path.
So what he thinks about water, it's for drinking. And that's pretty much it. Come on. That mosquito is ferocious around here for the next few weeks.
Have you not seen it like this before?
Not even damp.
So what you're about to see is another interesting moment. We're going left, and I've said on the camera already that's what we're going to do. Roadie doesn't understand my words. He hasn't got a clue what I'm saying. They don't mean anything to him. Left, right, up, down, backwards, forwards. But watch him. Watch him when this unfreezes. Roadie knows where we're going. Or Roadie has made a decision on where we're going, and I'm completely happy with that decision. We're not going back where we came from. Watch him. Here he goes. He had a quick look behind him there, and Rosie filming me, and he's off that. Look, and then a check. There's him checking in. Was that the right decision? Are you letting me make the decision on where we go? And as much as you possibly can, when you're trying to build a relationship with the dog, you want that answer to be yes. And that's a really crucial little moment there. Roadie has asked me for my permission or to go the direction he's chosen to go. That look back is exactly what that is. So he's out in front, so of course he can choose where he's going. He's out in front, and I have two options, yes or no. But his checking back is a really, really important point to note. If your dog's not checking back when they make that decision, they don't really care what you think. They're just doing what they want to do. Roadie actually cares what I'm doing behind him, and he wants me to choose to join him where he chose to go. Or you can also think of that as Roadie is actually asking me, was that the right decision? Can we carry on going this way? Absolutely brilliant moment. Yes, of course we can. As much as I can give you that as a yes, I will. Because you're doing it the right way, you're involving me, you're asking me. We're not going in the car park, so I'm just walking off a different direction. I'm letting the leash out to its maximum. There's 3-4 people in that car sat there probably doing whatever 3-4 people do in the middle of the day in a car park on their own in a car. I'm not making too many assertions and connotations, but you get the picture. They certainly clocked Roadie coming, but yeah, I just walked off in the direction we're going, gave him the full leash, and you see he's coming back to where we are. Not so much checking in there, but he knows where I am. He knows exactly where I am, and he's staying within that 10-meter long line range. There's no tension gone on it at all. And now he's just enjoying being in the environment again. To check in there, he wants to go this side of the bush. And again, he looked at me as he went past. It's a semi-polite question saying, well, I'm going this way. And the answer is, yeah, okay, not a problem. We'll go this way. Right, we'll go back to original audio. See a little bit of tension on the leash there, but he bounced off it. He gave it up. Perfect. Happy with that. I think I don't give him all the way to that bush. Keep walking. So I just kept walking. No leash direction there. He's chosen to join me again. This is really the beginnings of something quite good to see. Only maybe a month ago, take Roadie out and he'd be bouncing off the end of the leash the entire walk, and it was very frustrating to see. And I know that this method does take a long time to get through sometimes because it relies on some parameters which you don't always get. The dog has to have their exercise needs met. If you don't meet the exercise needs of the dog, this method doesn't work because they're just ramped up to go. They can't calm down, they can't think, and they can't build a relationship. Once you fix that other bit, you can start to actually build that communication with body language between you and the dog, and then you can start to choose to be in each other's presence. That is what you're seeing here. That is the part of the system coming into fruition and doing what it's supposed to do. It's relationship building because Roadie's in a situation mentally and physically where he can actually think like this, and he wants to think like this. Can't when you're not exercised properly. Anyway, enough waffling. We'll go back to original audio. Again, we'll stop and let him look at stuff, but I'm sure I explained that in the video if you can hear me. Right, here we go.
Oh, I haven't got his Friday video out yet. I need to do that. I've done my editing for Furnace Scouts last week. Pushed it to YouTube yet. Finished that just before it came. I've got to do his Friday. He did really well on Friday.
Oh, that's good.
Came across a few dogs behind garden fences that were like open garden fences so the dogs can clearly see each other.
Yep.
Just did some work around that. Had an owner come out of the house and he was absolutely fine with me just doing some work around his dog.
Oh, good.
Roadie, really,
Yeah.
really comfortable with it all. Well, they weren't barking, but not much. It was fun. And then we had someone else do that. They were slightly less happy, but they had a Jack Russell that was having a little bit of attitude. They'd left their front door open and the fly screen door shut.
Yep.
And it was just a bit of a jerk at the fly screen door. So we come and grab the dog and slam the door shut. Okay, I'll take the hit.
Yep.
So we'll be heading to the left and get past these trees. Hopefully that starts parking flooding. Such a different dog, aren't you, Roadie, after you've had
Yeah.
one?
It's so
Night and
obvious.
day.
Yeah.
Night and day. Yep. What's missing in most dogs' lives. Like Damien said last week, we were talking about, someone asked him like what he thinks about why there's so many problem dogs in the world. And Damien said wrong dog for the wrong household. That's the whole reason I have a business.
You couldn't really hear very clearly what we're talking about then, so I'm going to reiterate the conversation because I think it's very, very important. Damien, the dog fit treadmill guy, was asked by one of his clients what he thinks the biggest problem in dog ownership is and why we have so many bad dogs or dog attacks, dog bites, etc., etc. And Damien's answer to that and to his client was wrong dog for the wrong house, or wrong dog for the wrong situation. And I just would like to go on the record to echo that. I do 100% agree that the biggest reason we see for problem dogs is the wrong dog has been given to the wrong people, and that can be unethical breeders selling the wrong or misleading or outright lying characteristics about the puppy they're selling people. Can be just backyard breeders breeding badly and people who are already looking to do things under the radar, not knowing what they're doing, not knowing what they're getting, and able to be hoodwinked. And as Damien on the treadmill said, the reason he has a business is because there are too many people out there with the wrong dog and it's in the wrong situation. It is the most common problem. And the flip side of that, and it is the same coin, and it is the flip side of the same coin, dog training is as bad as the wrong dog in the wrong situation because it exacerbates problems rather than fixing them. You can't train behaviors. It just doesn't work like that. That's why I do all of this work on relationship and building trust with the dog, because no amount of sit, stay, stop there, roll around, look at me will ever stop a dog from doing what it is instinctually built to do when the scenarios it needs to do those things crop up. It's just not a thing. You can't overall behavior with training. It doesn't work like that, and unfortunately dog training tries to tell people that it does, and it doesn't. And that's why there are so many leash reactive dogs out there, so many badly behaved dogs, and dogs that don't unfortunately get the socialization they should when they're puppies, because trainers tell people keep your dog away from dogs till it can behave, which is the polar opposite of how it should work. Only dogs can teach dogs how to be dogs. Humans can't do that. And so you have to get your dog around other dogs when it's young. Ideally good dogs. I mean, you don't want to go put your dog in front of an absolute monster that's going to rip it apart. That's no good. You have to go and find other well-behaved dogs, confident dogs that can teach your puppy how to be a good dog and take the corrections, know where the boundaries are, know how to understand, interpret the gestures and body language and occasional nips that will come back that mean, oi, knock that off, you've crossed the line. And then they can understand, oh, that's how we do that, okay. And then they can replicate that when they interact with other dogs. And the more dogs they see, the more confident they can be when they're pups. Now, you can do all this as an adult. It's what we're doing with Roadie. I mean, you've seen him around my dogs. The only reason I bring my dogs around to Roadie's house is because I want him to be watching, smelling and hearing how two dogs which know each other since the day they were born and are now 4.5 years old, interact. They speak dog fluently, and both of my dogs added up together have met something like 10,000 dogs in their 4.5 years. They speak dog fluently. I'm trying to get some of that to rub off on Roadie. It's beginning with Tora now playing with Roadie on occasion. I haven't got the latest video of that out, that's yet to come. And again, Tora showing Roadie what a calming gesture means, because Roadie got a little bit too rough with her. She puts her paw on his back and she's telling him, calm down or I'm going to completely disengage and not play with you anymore. And Roadie kind of listened to that. I had to intervene because Rollo got involved. And weirdly, Rollo didn't get involved on Tora's side. He came up to Tora and put his head over her back in a dominant move. I was like, that's not fair. She's already managing Roadie. She doesn't need to be managing Rollo as well. So I intervened in that. But Tora did actually end up in just disengaging. She didn't play with Roadie after that. She wasn't interested. But this is part of Roadie's socialization. These are all boundaries that dogs should be learning when they're 12 to 24 weeks old, and then can continue practicing all through their adolescence as well. So yeah, echoing what Damien said, there are two sides to the coin. One is there are far too many dogs for the wrong house, and the second is that dog training gives people the polar opposite advice. You can't fix behavior by telling a dog to sit. Behavior comes from the mind. The mind comes from the instinctive reactions to things in the environment and the scenarios the dog is presented with. You can't override instinct by treats, by sits, by stays. You have to let the dog figure out how to cope with its environments by itself and for itself. We can help, we can guide, but ultimately behavior works through experience, and those in the know what it's called, and it's called operant conditioning. And dog trainers unfortunately have the wrong definition of dog training. Not going to go into a spiel about that here. I've written about that on my website. You're welcome to go and check that out. Website's same name as this channel, Partners in Canine, and I have written about what real operant conditioning is, not the shortened summary version of it that dog training uses, which has stripped out the actual scientific bit of it, unfortunately, and that's part of the problem. Right, enough waffling. We are getting towards the end of the walk. We've got some more people to come past yet. Oh yeah, we've got some workmen to see. So I'll come back to the original audio, and as you can see, Roadie's seen something. He's quite interested. Oh, there's a gentleman there just walking past. And we have a few more interesting things to go, so I'll go back to original audio and let that happen.
So yeah, that's the oval that you used to be able to shut. You can see at the back of it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a very happy, content dog.
Yeah.
And just allowing him to take in the environment and make a decision.
Yep. we want. We want him to take in the environment and get used to it to the point where there's nothing novel, new, or interesting, or super exciting about it, so he can relax. And he'll want to run oval because often the dog's got an oval. But I'm afraid we haven't got time today. I've got a scooter coming, so I'm going to let you go in.
Well, he did fine.
Probably going to get him to show more than just the ability to watch it. So took him out of the way into the oval then. All I did was call his name once. He saw me walk in, so he followed. Let's stop and zoom on.
I didn't hear you call his name.
Yeah, I did just.
So here's another moment, Roadie asking permission. Watch, he's going to change direction. He's going to look at me. There he is. He's asking if we can go this way. That's what that little look was, and he's seen, so you'll see here that we're not, and so he just chooses to come back to where we're going. Relationship. All of that is just pure relationship. Roadie wants to be going where I'm going and where Rosie's going. Perfect, absolutely perfect. No commands involved, no leash tension involved. The dog is being given the space to ask the question or make a request of me, and on this occasion the answer was no, because we're going back to his home. There was no fight about that. There was no struggling about that. There was just Roadie acknowledged the answer was no because I didn't break stride. I kept going the direction I was going and I just let the leash out. And then he chose to come with me. And that's absolutely what we want. That is absolutely perfect. Now, in the early days when you're building that, as you'll probably have seen in other videos with Roadie and with other dogs, there will be a fight with that. Fight's too strong a word, perhaps. There will be a disagreement. And what you'll end up with is tension on the leash. And what I do, as you've seen, I just face the direction that I've made the decision we're going, and I ignore the dog, and I wait for them to choose to join me. I don't say anything to them, I don't pull them on the leash. My answer is what I do with my body. My body was facing the direction we wish to go, so if we were going to have a discussion about that, and Roadie's looking at the direction he wants to go, and he is at the full extension of the leash, I'm just going to face the direction I want to go, and I'm going to wait for him. And eventually he will choose to join me. That's how we do it. We don't need to use commands most of the time. Occasionally, and you've seen it in videos, sometimes I just got to make something happen, like the last one we were in the road with Roadie and we're looking at another dog and I see a car coming down the side street, so the answer is go, let's shift, called his name and we're off. He's very interested in this person. You can see here from the body language, oh, they're on a scooter, that's why. So again, he's getting a bit more interested in this one. So I have got a little bit of leash tension on, but I try and keep it as minimal as possible. Because I want him to see that and I want him to just be able to have it go by and not be a thing. You can see in general, he's a little bit more energetic here. He's a little bit more bouncy. He knows where he's going. He knows how close to home he is here. So that's not a huge surprise to see a dog's energy level, bounciness, general. Maybe you might even call it nosiness or wish to challenge people that are in this place a little bit more, because this is getting very close to home. So no great surprise, but again, we deal with it the same way. You can look, but if you're going to be a jerk about it, or if you're going to start putting tension on the leash, I'm just going to restrain you and we're just going to stand here and wait. So that's how we do that. And again, as I said earlier, really good example of how we're getting the relationship to build and how Roadie is choosing to be where I am, doing what I'm doing. And that's what we want. You're about to see the same deal as before. Roadie looks in the direction of home and then goes, yeah, do you know what, I want to go further. So I take a turn and Rosie's just going to keep Roadie in shot. You'll see me in a sec. I just take a turn, face this way. Oh, look at that, Roadie decides to come with us. Perfect, absolutely perfect. I'll reel the leash in because we're going to go down the alleyway now. I'd like to have him a bit close to me for that. And again, it's the same thing. It's just getting the dog to be on the same page as me, and I do that by just being with him and existing with him and building a relationship with him. I'm not ordering him around. He's not under lock and key. Well, yes, he's on a leash. You know what I mean? I don't have him micromanaged. I think he goes the wrong way around that tree. Anyway, this is pretty much the end of the video. We're going to go through the alleyway across the street and we're at home. I have got a couple of clips that are going to just drop in on the end of 10-15 seconds each maybe, of Roadie after his walk, after he's been de-harnessed, and he's just resting and looking like a contented dog. So I'll let you watch those, but hopefully this has been informative and shows you again the technique in action. I will concede it's not sexy, it's very slow, it takes time with some dogs. Roadie's been the slowest I've ever worked with by a mile. But once you figure out the keys, and it's always going to be an exercise component to that, it's just figuring out the rest of it is figuring out the individual dog. Sometimes it's real quick. Other dogs I've worked with, which is before I was using camera, it really didn't take long at all to get to this point. Roadie's his own person, his own dog, so each one is different. Yeah, I hope this was useful to you, and you can see the technique in action and you can see Roadie's progress. So thank you for watching, and till next time.
See, words mean nothing to dogs.
Yep.
Just pointless. But being human, we can't help ourselves. We have to talk. Just instinctively. So when Roadie stands still like this is his request of, hey, can you undress me please?
Perfect. That's good. No, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, okay, just this one.
And, yeah, on the other side. Be a lot easier for you to work out
Yeah.
putting it on.
See, I did get the chain out. Didn't need it. Alright, I need to get the address for the next place. I'd send it to you in a sec. And we'll rewrap this up so it transports nicely.
Do you want me to end this now?
Yeah, might as well turn that off. I'm not doing anything else other than just a final prep before we go.
Bye, Roadie. Still long enough, he'll get back in that position. And don't look at him.
That's what a satiated, happy dog looks like. And also a little bit of an undertone of, I know what you're going to do next, and just leave me here. Isn't that? Look at that.